Hi, I'm Coach Gaylord. I'm the defensive backs coach here at Greenville College. Today we are going to talk about some of the basic steps that we teach our defensive backs so that you can learn them over the summer and be prepared for day one. We have one of our safeties here, John, who's going to be instructing some of our steps. Now these are both for corners and safeties, and these are drills that you can do by yourself during the summer or with a buddy. First thing we're going to do is called our shuffle technique. Okay, this may be a little different than what your shuffle was in high school or at another school. So watch how we do shuffle, and then you can practice it on your own. Notice that the feet are going to never touch. He's not going to click his heels. John is going to get a wide base. He's going to get an athletic base. He's going to keep that base as he shuffles. Set, hit. It's about covering a short amount of ground. Now, as John went, he started into the glide, which we'll talk about in a second. But we want to keep those shuffle steps short and covering a little bit of ground with each step. So John, do the shuffle again. Set, hit, stop. Now the second part of this is called our footwork progression, is called the glide. So the glide, you're trying to cover more ground. You are clicking your heels and you're covering a lot more ground. So John, we'll just go just straight glide. Set, hit, stop. See, as he's clicking his heels, he's putting his heels together and he's covering a lot more ground than he was in his shuffle. Now we'll do the shuffle to the glide. Set, hit, glide, stop. We'll do that one more time. Shuffle, glide, stop. Now the final part of this footwork progression is the crossover run. This is when a defender has now gotten even with you and you have to turn and run to keep up with him. So we'll work the whole progression. We'll work it quickly. Set, shuffle, glide, crossover run. Pretty simple. As far as the crossover run, you're going to turn your hips, run with your defender. Now one thing we have to make sure that we're not doing is getting into a rhythmic pattern. The shuffle, glide, crossover run is going to be based on where your defender is, more so than a particular yard marker. So these are drills that you can work on your own. And finally, we're going to work on breaks out of them. And this is something you can do as well. So let's see how you're going to break out of your shuffle. Set, shuffle, break. Good. Now we'll shuffle, glide, and then break. Set, shuffle, glide, break. Now you can do this at straight ahead angles and also at 90-degree and 45-degree angles. These are drills that you can be working on your own or with a receiver. Now we're going to talk about a drill that safeties can work on, and safeties only. This is not a cornerback drill. This really has no application to what our cornerbacks do. So what we're going to talk about is the back pedal and breaking out of the back pedal, what we call the T-step. So the back pedal is going to be important for certain coverages that we run, and then when you see run or a throw underneath, you're going to have to break on that, and that's when the T-step comes into play. So John's going to demonstrate for us. First, he's going to work on his back pedal. You're going to keep that butt low, that chest over his knees. He's going to slow back pedal. He's not going to burst out of there because we're going to be at a depth that's going to be appropriate for the receiver. So he's going to back pedal, set, hit, T-step. Now some coaching points about the T-step. One thing we're going to talk about is you want to get all your cleats in the ground. So as John back pedals and he breaks, he makes his T-step, he wants to get all those cleats in the ground. So he doesn't want to be on his toes, he wants to make sure he gets all those cleats in the ground. The next thing that we talk about is pointing your toe where you want to go. If he's coming straight downhill, he's going to point that toe where he wants to go. If he's coming at an angle, he's going to point that toe where he wants to go. Finally, we're going to talk about dropping that shoulder down. So if you're backpedaling and I'm going to break T-step, I want to drop that shoulder so I can get low and burst out of there. That's gonna make you faster and quicker. So now I'm gonna have John work on the T-step at 2 angles, and you can see how he's gonna get all his cleats in the ground, he's gonna point his toe where he wants to go, and he's gonna drop that shoulder. Set, back pedal, T-step. Good, we'll work on one more. Set, back pedal, T-step. Good. Now these are all things that you can do on your own. You can add a ball into it, so when he breaks, you can throw a ball into it. You want to be breaking at different depths, and you want to be breaking off of a receiver or off another coach or a player making a call for you. So these are all things that you're going to be able to do this summer that are going to prepare you for camp. And if you have any questions, you can contact me. All my information is online, and it will be in the email that you'll be receiving. Thanks. Go Panthers!